Hello, this is Dr. Angela Wright Lacey, and I'm hoping, including myself, we have all thus far had a pretty good day. Well, I decided to chime in just for several minutes and focus on my beginning, or I should say my beginnings, of putting my voice, which is audio, via YouTube. So if you'll go back and listen to my intro, I must tell you it was a little bit unnerving. But now I'm really starting to get really comfortable, pretty confident in sharing my thoughts. And I'm sure that listeners that will cross my path on YouTube, I'm believing that they could walk away with some positive tips, positive insights that will help them to live a wiser, knowledgeable, understanding life. So I'm just going to do a little reflection of what I've already talked about, because I like to, as I said in one of my previous recordings, I like to reflect on and connect what I've been sharing thus far. And I also wanted to let listeners know, please feel welcome, now that I'm getting really comfortable, to leave me a comment. And if you have something that is really like bothering you, because what I'm noticing is that we get a lot of individuals that share what's on their minds, but I'm really interested to know what is on the listener's mind. You may have questions that you're seeking wise counsel to get some answers. You may have that question, and I propose it every now and again. Where do we go from here? Or where do you go from here? My web, let's see, I won't say my web page, my email. If you're interested, send me a question, and I can share a response during one of my recordings, because it's really, really important. We're all questioning, and that's good. That means we're seeking. And you know my motto, seeking wise counsel. That's really, really important. So I'm hoping moving forward, as I continue sojourning on with sharing my ideas, opinions, beliefs, my values, I'm really hoping that someone will get inspired, and whatever is being shared, they can take it, run with it in a positive way. So now we're in January the 2nd, 2017. As I reflect over what I've already shared, we talked about finances. I've talked about relationship. I've talked about uh, being committed. I've talked about, being around, pretty much around positive people, reading positive resources, writing strategies to get you to your goals and objectives. And right now, this moment is a moment of reflection. Now that we're in our second day of January, I want you to sit and just kind of clear your mind. And I love water. It's so soothing. It's very healing. And it cleanses. And as you sit quietly, just reminiscing, thinking, reflecting over your life, experiences, dreams, I just want you to take a moment to reflect. And after we reflect, I want you to take a moment. If you have a pen, I like to say put a pen to paper, or if you have a pencil, put the pencil to paper, because it's very important to write the vision, make it plain. It's very important to have a strategy to write it. So now as you're reflecting, I'm giving you that moment to go and get that notepad. If you don't have a notepad at this moment, you may just have a blank sheet of paper. But at least start writing 5 things that you can do today that is within your ability, that you can do, and not only do, but you can achieve. And it's not stressful. It won't put you in a stressful moment, because it's important for us to reach our goals and objectives in 2017. I'm very thankful that, I even made it to see 2017. I'm sure as we reflect, sometimes we can sit and go, wow, I actually made it here to 2017. And some of us didn't even know if we were going to make it to what? I want to say like 1997, 2007. But we made it. And I thank God I made it. And I made it with the mind that's not confused. I made it with the mind that lives in wisdom, knowledge, understanding. I'm telling you, these 3 elements really has helped my life in finding balance and giving me that balance. So now, after you've written your 5 things that you would like to achieve, and you put a timeline to it, realistic timeline. Some of us, at times, because I'm guilty, it's like, oh yeah, because I want it done now. And we get anxious. And then, in the Bible, God says, be anxious for nothing. Remember, you're the student, so you're going to have to do a little researching to find out where that scripture is in the Bible. And it's King James Version. But yes, now back to what I was saying. It's very important for us to see it through. It's very important for us to reflect. It's very important to sit down with self. Understand your weaknesses. Understand your strengths. Understand your pain. Understand where that pain is coming from. what experiences is attached to those emotions. And then once we understand, we would want to seek wise counsel seriously, because you can get counseling and an individual, you walk into the office or you talk on the telephone, but it's very important to get that connection. It's very important to get a counselee connection. I recall going, I was going through a moment in my life, and I recall going and talking with the counselor, and I'm telling you, she lost me within minutes of us of her introducing herself to me, and I never went back to her. The way she, started conversing with me, I felt as though she wasn't empathetic nor sympathetic. She had not a clue what was going on with me. Physically, emotionally, mentally, no clue. Our worlds were totally different. And I'm not saying that, everyone, you have to have the same experiences, and that's not what I'm saying. So please do not go out and say, this is kind of my setting a stage, because everyone has different experiences. We have different paths that we must travel. But at the same time, I do want to sit and talk with someone that can pretty much relate to some of the pains, letdowns, disappointments, struggles, beliefs, values. I mean, all of that is important to me in seeking wise counsel. And definitely, my spirituality is important. It's a significant part of my life. And so if that is really important to you, then you would definitely want to seek out an individual that can integrate some methods, techniques within the sessions. I'm finding and learning through my path that a lot of integration does not occur. And so individuals feel that their needs are not being met. I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but it's really, really important. And so as you're writing, after you've written your 5 things, I would say take a moment to do a little researching. You may want to do a little background check on individuals. It could be going to talk to someone as far as coaching, counseling. Coaching and counseling pretty much are similar to a degree. But you really want someone that's going to align with what you're trying to do or what you're trying to achieve, and get connected. Because once you get that connection, oh my gosh, the sky is the limit. I seek out mentors. Mentors are very important, especially in areas of your life when you're questioning, when you need someone to, hold you accountable. It's very important to have these individuals in your life. And being that I am a spiritual being and I enjoy prayer, and I am a person that walks by faith, not by sight, it's very important to me that I surround myself with the elements of my belief system. And so I encourage individuals to do that as well. I can't tell you what will work for you, what would not work for you, because you know, my listeners, I'm sure we all have come from different paths as far as, you know, our bringing up as, you know, our child rearing years, I'll put it that way. And so, you know, I came from a Christian home, and so I'm going to really focus more on godly principles. That works for me. I would love to say, you know, it'll work for everyone, because I'm a believer in that. However, I don't believe in transferring my belief to others. You know, I really give individuals opportunity to share their belief systems, and if they decide to reject, that's fine, because we're not here to qualm, we're not here to debate. We're all adults. So all I can say is what works for you works for you, what works for me works for me. And I could just share information that has worked for me throughout my journey. So back to reflections. So here we are once again. I'm going to repeat it. January 2nd, 2017. Second day. We want to do a little reflection. Reflect over our vows, what we said we were going to do. Reflect. And we want to hold ourselves responsible and accountable. It's very important as we continue to write out our strategies. And then, you know, after you wrote those 5 things down, and then let's say you achieve, you know, you're able to put closure to within 6 months or a year. Don't stop there. Continue the pattern, because it really will help guide you into the direction you would like to go. It will keep you on track. I know these are some things that, you know, my methods that I'm just sharing that I find to be very useful in my life. Now, a lot of individuals are talking. There's a lot of chatter out there. But we need to always find us a place, a quiet place, where it's just you, your thoughts, your dreams, your hopes, your fears, maybe some tears, disappointment, excitement, experiences. All of what I'm talking about is what we experience, what resides in us. Negativity, there's positive as well as negative. Sin. We were born in sin, shaped in iniquity. So, with that said, that means I have a lot of, I would just put it this way, I have a lot of ugliness inside. And if I don't stay focused in the Word of God, renewing my mind, staying positive, believing the best, I know a lot of times we don't want to admit it, but we can get a little ugly sometimes. So I would prefer to take the high road and stay focused on being positive, knowing that I can do, knowing that I can achieve. Because let me tell you, the negative, it can bring you down. Negativity is such a distraction. Individuals that are negative is such a distraction. I mean, I know I don't even watch the news. I know I'm doing confessions today. I really don't. It's a downer. Not only is it a downer, but now the world is not the world system that we live in. They're not going to tell us the truth. Okay? The news that we hear, there's some behind the scenes issues, matters that are going on that's bigger than what we will ever see or know. And that's why I choose to walk. Not that's why, but walking by faith, and I'm in this world but not of this world is important to me. I can't get caught up. I would that my listeners would not get caught up. But once again, it's our choice. Freedom, however we would like to believe. And when we listen to all the chatter, the negativities, telling us what we can't do, what we can do, we don't have enough resources, just the list goes on and on. Yeah, if you listen to all of that, those 5 things that you just wrote down, you want to achieve. That's why you have to renew your mind. This is Dr. Angela Wright Lacey. Get wisdom. Get knowledge. Get understanding.